I say, welcome, glad you're here. You should have heard me 50 years ago. This is just a small sample. Stuttering affects 70 million people throughout the world, 3 million in the United States. And the ratio is 5 males to 1 female. And oddly enough, today you have a real sample. John, Jimmy, Janet, Bruce, and me. 4 to 1. That's sort of how that figure plays out. Stuttering has been around for years. There's people like Moses, Demosthenes, Plato, Aristotle. Today, Vice President Joe Biden. Anyone have seen the movie Star Wars? Darth Vader, James Earl Jones. There are many famous stutterers. Did you ever happen to see the award-winning Oscar movie, The King's Speech? I was in it. Every time King George VI spoke, I was there. Same as my fellow stutterers were there. It is an amazing disability that you don't want anyone to have, because it happens that you try to say something and it just doesn't quite come out the way that you want it to say. And we talk about fluency. It is so much accepted today that you say things certain ways, certain amount of time, but for stutterers, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. I want to share with you 2 definitions of stuttering. Watch the clock, because this is spread out in 3 sections. I will talk about stuttering, John will talk about the stuttering support group, and then we will finish up with an auction. I'm going to share with you 2 definitions of stuttering. One is by Dr. Wendell Johnson. He passed away the summer before I went to the University of Iowa, specifically to learn to talk. My stuttering was that good. His definition is stuttering is an anticipatory, apprehensive, hypertonic avoidance reaction. If a stutterer can say that, he can say about anything. Anticipatory, you expect it, it's coming. Apprehensive, the fear enters into it. Avoidance, you don't want to do it. The hypertonic, something happens in the body. The nerves, the muscles, the sweat, all of those things. And then the reaction, what you hear, what you see. Anticipatory, apprehensive, hypertonic, avoidance reaction. The Speech Center at the University of Iowa is named after him. In my mind, world renowned. The second definition I wish to share with you is by Dean E. Williams. He was my academic advisor, and his definition is, stuttering is what a person does to make talking hard. How simple. But clear that out. It's all of those avoidance things, it's all those apprehensions that you have, it's all those reactions you have as a stutterer, as a speaker. I had speech therapy my first time after I graduated from high school. And the lady speech therapist I had was Barbara Murray in Council, Iowa. I grew up on a farm. And one of the things that she stressed is like, put things in perspective. There is a pie which all of us have. And out of that pie, there's usually one piece that's missing. And for the stutterer, it is speech. get in perspective. There's other things that you're very good at, and underscore those. Work at trying to improve the speech is very important. And she helped me just to understand that better. How do you want to react to a stutter? How do you want to treat a stutter? Essentially the same way you want to be treated. Be patient. Do not finish their words or their sentence. What happens many times is that what you think they're going to say isn't what they're going to say, and then the stutter's got to start all over again, and it just adds to the problem. Be patient. Treat them the way you like to be treated. There is so many things that have happened in my lifetime to improve speech therapy. There are some speech therapists in this room. Would the speech therapist please raise their hand? High, raise it high. We are glad to have you here. You people are people that help people who have speech disabilities, stuttering, articulation, voice problems, any language problems, and it is a very, it's a curriculum that one see on how you learn how the speech mechanism works and how it can perform. I'm watching the clock because I want John to have ample time to share information about the sports. Mess things up. I'm not a good speaker. I'm not a good speller either, but I do know how to sell. John, I want to relinquish control right now over to John. Let him share information about the stuttering support group. First of all, years back, we met in this very room, and we met, and we had this signed by the people that were in the room. This is hanging now out in the hallway downstairs, and we grow. Life goes in cycles, and it also happened with our stuttering group at that time. At that time, we had quite a few people. Then things changed, and now we're re-upping again. So I relinquish control to John, please.
Thanks, Jake. So I'm John Moore. I'm a person who stuttered ever since I was a wee little child. I have been through speech therapy since I was in preschool. In preschool, I had a dot by my name because that meant at some point during the week I would be taken out of class and into speech therapy. That dot began then, lasted all throughout high school. Horrible to have that dot by your name. Horrible. Plays in your mind all the time, especially when you have a twin sister who has a star by her name. Star by her name meaning that she didn't stutter, and she was the smart one. She was in the advanced placement classes. My dot automatically put me in the lower place classes. And I tell you that, and there's some more stories to go along with that, but it's just having the disfluency affects every part of your life. Even just right here, beginning off by saying, everyone, say your name and where you're from. The fear that goes through our heads to know that we have to be on command to talk is difficult. But that's just one little thing that we have to experience all throughout life. So because we feel many times we are alone, as Jake said, there's a very, very small percent of the adult population that stutters. Less than 1% of the adult population stutters. Children, it's up to 5%. They grow out of it. But for us who do not grow out of it, it can feel like a lonely existence. So we have a support group from the National Stuttering Association. And I just hit that, but we hit this right here though. It's established back in 2012. This was our photo that was taken of our group just last week. We have anywhere between, let's say, 5 to 15 people show up. I want to ask a volunteer to read something that we begin every meeting with. So do we have a volunteer who wants to read a short passage? Good. All right. Thank you.
You win a brand new car! No.
Hey. Go.
Welcome to the Greenville-Spartanburg chapter of the National Stuttering Association. If If you are a person who stutters or have a special interest in stuttering, you are welcome here. For the time we meet here, this room is a very special place. It's a place where we are accepted and supported. It's a place where we can stutter openly without fear and embarrassment. Together, we will help each other, and we will help ourselves to accept and cope with our stuttering, to build our self-confidence and to improve our communication skills. We who stutter and those who support and help us are not alone. Together, we are strong.
Thank you. So basically that helps to set the tone, because it helps to make the room a safe place for people who stutter to feel comfortable talking. Many times we don't feel comfortable talking and we don't speak up. We live in the shadows of life many times. Many people who stutter don't find jobs to where they have to put themselves out there to talk. They find jobs nowadays behind the computer. It's easier to write code than having to pick up the phone and be a customer sales representative. It just is. We at the support group are there to help us to better adapt to society, to better cope. We share stories about successes and challenges that we have. We don't get too much into therapy because that's not our specialty. Our specialty is coping and living life as a person who stutters. Hopefully though, those folks who are in there that do need help for therapy are also getting that. But sometimes in the meetings we can talk about some therapy options that someone they can go online or follow up there. We are part of a larger group called National Stuttering Association. They were founded back in 1977, and they are an organization which is all about trying to provide some resources to people who stutter, to parents of children who stutter, and to speech-language pathologists. It is a group, again, that's been around since 1977. They put on a conference every year, a very large conference. This past year was in Atlanta. This was in July. The beautiful thing about the conferences is this. You have one hotel that has hundreds of people who stutter. It's probably the largest gathering of any group of stutterers. And one of the beautiful things I love seeing is down at the bar, yes, stutterers will partake in a drink or will have conversations and such. Down there at the bar, it's packed with people who stutter. It's packed with people who are comfortable in the social situation. You take that same situation, you put into the real world, we become wallflowers many times because we're stuck in a position of having to talk. But here it's beautiful that we can all get together and feel comfortable talking. This next conference is happening in Dallas, and it's happening in July. So if you know of some folks who do stutter, this has become a life-changing moment for so many people because they truly get to realize they are not alone. There are hundreds, thousands, and millions of people like them, but they just haven't been able to come in contact with them on a daily basis. And that's what makes our National Stuttering Association local chapter important, is it helps people feel as though they are not alone. So if you know of someone who does stutter, a parent of a child who does stutter, you can contact us, and the ways to contact us is going to be at WeStutterUpstate.com. WeStutterUpstate.com is going to list what our upcoming meetings are. It's also going to be a place where you can click on for a variety of resources on that site. And you will notice our next meeting is Thursday, November the 3rd at 6:30. All the directions are there on that site. Thank you.
He does good, very good. I want to share a couple of things that John shared. Many stutterers are like well-educated and underemployed. There's one member here today that works at Michelin, drives a forklift, and has a degree in creative writing. If you know of somebody that is interested in hiring somebody for a writer, please see Bruce. Good name. Second thing that John spoke about was that the National Stuttering Association has a convention. 18 years ago, I attended the one in Atlanta, Georgia, and at that time, the place that I was working was moving its business to other sites. And so I had the opportunity to possibly live a dream When I was a boy, my father would take us to farm auctions. Fell in love with the auctioneer. He could just lay it right out there and just bring it right back. His name is Jim Shaven, back in Dunlap, Iowa. Over the years, we have remained friends. At the convention where I worked, well, first I worked for a small company called Procter & Gamble, and we produced the Pepto-Bismol brand. And so I asked the person in charge of the auction for that event at the convention if I could maybe do something. So I got a box of Pepto-Bismol tablets, which sold for about $5 at the hotel. The auction started, and he went on and on and on, and he asked me just to kind of stay over to the side, and I did. And all of a sudden he looked over, Jake, come on out here. So I explained about the Pepto-Bismol tablets, and I started off with, anybody give no bid, anybody give $1, I have $1, now 2, now 3, now 4, now 5, I'm at 5, now 10, I'm at 10, now 15, now 15, now 20, I'm at 20, now 25, now 25, now 30, now 35, now 40, now 40, now 45. Would you give 50? Anybody give, I have 50, thank you. Anybody go 60? Anybody goes, sold for $50. Sold a $5 pack of Pepto-Bismol for $50. To me, that was my green light to proceed in that direction, and I did. It is amazing, the number of people that you interact with. You hear some very sad cases, and you also hear some people that have dreams of just getting on with life. If I can free myself of these things, I can go do something else, and it happens. I have a few things that I like to auction off. This is for real money. So open your wallets, be ready, and then we'll talk a little bit more. The first, I have 3 items. One is a Lincoln. Has anyone ever seen a Lincoln before? It's a very special Lincoln. The reason is because it's held by me, has its own serial number, and it's never heard. But this is something else that's going to happen here with the Stuttering. With the Stuttering, things get kind of messed up. But it is still a real $5 bill. Who wants to start me off? In front of you, each you have a bid card. You feel free to put your name on it. On the back side is my contact information. But here we go. $5 bill. Who's going to start me off at 25 cents? Now I have 25 over here, now 50, anybody going to give me 50? I have 50, now 75. Got 75, $1, anybody give? I have 1. Thank you, ma'am. I'm at a $1 bid now, 2, what do you give? 2, got 2, now 3. Who's in at 3, going to give me 3? That's a $5, I have you at 3. I have her at 3, I have you at 4. Are you in at 4? Thank you. I'm at 4, now 5. Anybody give 5, going to equal it out? Anybody going to give 5? I have 5 over here, now 6, now 6. So what did it say to 6? Anybody goes 6? Let me tell you a story. I was doing an auction for the warehouse theater. I was all set in my tuxedo and that, and ready to go, and somebody behind me said, no, we're not ready. I said, okay, folks, let me give you a style of my auctioneering. Does anyone have a $1 bill? And here they came up, $1 bill. And so I stepped in line, and I explained some things about the dollar bill. And I said, this is for real money. Started it off at 10 cents. I went from 10 on up to $25, a $1 bill. So right now we're at 5 here. It's worth so much more because it's been touched by a stutter. I'm at 5 right there, right? Over here, fine, thank you. I have 5 right here. Anybody go over, anybody 550? What do you say, 550? Anybody go over 550? Anybody go over 550? 550, I have 550. Now 6, where you go 6? Or in a 6. Anybody gonna go 6? Anybody go 6? What do you say 6? Anybody go 6? $6. 6, thank you. 7, ma'am, or you in at $7. Where you go 6? I believe we're good. It's well worth it. This is a really special job. I have 7. Now 8. Anybody go 8? Anybody 8? Anybody go 8? I have 7. I go 8. Going once at 7. Anybody else at 8? Going twice at 7. Should I sell it? Sold to the lady for $7. You have a very special quality. You can keep it clean this way. This is really, really good. The next item up. Does anyone like chocolate? This is fine chocolate, hazelnut chocolate. Opening bid, any opening bid? Anybody give an opening bid?
$2.
I have 2 over here, now 3. Anybody 3? I have 3, now 4. Now 4, what do you give 4? Who's gonna give a 4? I'm at 3, now will you give 4? Will you give 4? Got 4, now 5. 5, I have 5, now 6. I'm at 6, now 7. Will you go 7? 7, 7, will you go 7? I have 7, now 8. Now 8, now what do you say 8? Are you in at 8? I believe it was 8. I have 8, now 9, 9, 9, what do you say 9? 9, 10, now 10, 10, 10. You're gonna 10. What do you say 10, 10, 10? Now are you in at 10? You're gonna 10, 10, 10, 10, I'm at 10. I have 10 over here, now 11. Would you go 11, 11, 11, would you say 11? One time. Would you go 11? Would you go 11? I believe she'll stop. Would you go 11? I have 11. Now 12, 12, you're good. I think she'll stop. Would you say 12, you do 12, 12, 12? 1150. 1150.
Whoa.
1150. Anyone in the back row? 1150. 1150. Anybody 1150? I have 11 here, now 1150. 1150. Sold to the lady, and your number is? Number 99. Congratulations. These funds are going to the Center for Developmental Services. I thank you very kindly. Enjoy these. You may share with yourself. And whoever else you wish. Okay. The last item, has anyone here ever eaten at City Range? Raise your hand if you've eaten at City Range. Okay. The owner, Corey, gave me a $25 gift certificate, which there is no expiration date on this. Dang. You know the food. You know the place. Opening bid, 25 cents. 100% goes back. 25, 25, 25, now 50. Now 50, now 50, now 50, now 50. I'm starting way low. Now 50 cents, 50 cents. Anybody 50 cents?
$10.
I have 10 over here. Now 11. $11. Where you go 11? Who's in 11? Where you go 11? Are you in 11, sir? Or are you, I believe it would, sir. 11, thank you.
Take
11.
credit cards or?
What's that?
You take credit cards?
Oh, the CDS would take me.
I'm 12, now 13, now 15, 15, now 20, now 20, we go 20, we go 20, I believe we would, 20, 20, I have 20, now 25, 25, 25, got 25, now 30, now 30, we go 30, we go 30, I have 30, now 35, now 35, we go 35, 35, 35, I'm at 30 over here, now 35, 32.50, 32.50, 32.50, what do you say, 32.50, anyone 32.50, I'm at 30 over here, now 32.50. City ranges are really the food, the service, 32.50. One time. Thank you, sir. 32.50. 35. 35. 35. 35. Anybody 35? Anybody 35? Last one. 34. Anybody 34? 34. Going once. At 32.50. 34. Sold to the man with the yellow bow tie. Make your payments out to Dana. Also, we have about 6 minutes. Dana, would you come forward?
Jeremy, for the record, these lunch and learns normally aren't so expensive. This is Jeremy's first time at a lunch and learn. I got myself into this. Really wrapping up.
I want Dana to give about a 59-second speech about the organization here, and then I'm going to be asking for cash contributions. They can be cash, check, or credit card.
Well, thank you so much, Jake. That was very unexpected, but I mean, a lot of us here are nonprofits, and I know your organization is also a nonprofit, but since you asked, CDS is a partnership made up of different nonprofits. So when you walk through that door, you probably saw all the different amazing partners who are here. And that's who does some great work for our 6,000 children each year, from therapies to evaluations to diagnosis and all the support in between. So CDS is just proud to be the facilitator of all of that process and to do the outreach and to provide this.
Super. You've heard the need. You heard what it does. One of the things we do at auctions is called fund the need. You heard a 59-second speech, and then the auctioneer will start asking for cash contributions. There was one I helped with up in Charlotte. We started out at $10,000 and somebody raised their hand. But here we're going to start much, much smaller. Anybody willing to give $10 to help to support this organization, just raise your card. I have number 82, $10. Anybody else at for $10? Anyone else at $10? Number 85, thank you. 85 and 82. Anyone else at $10? Okay, $5. Anybody at $5? Raise your card for $5. Anyone $5? Number 84, $5. Thank you. Anyone else at $5? Just raise your card. This is all unexpected. Usually at an auction, this is very much advertised. So this is just on the spare of the moment. Thank you. Number 90, $5. Thank you very kindly. Anyone else at $5? Okay, the last increment I'm going to do is $1. Anyone want to raise your card at $1? $1. Just raise your card. Number 91, $1. Anybody else at $1? The auctioneer does $1. Anyone else at $1? The auctioneer will actually do it twice. Anyone else? Folks, you've been a great audience, great time. On the back, yes, is my information. I am up for hire. I hope to hear from you, and I express a sincere thank you. Have a good time. Thank you.